Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer
electronic cash system.
Satoshi
Nakamoto, October the 31st, 2008.
A peer-to-peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going to a financial institution. Digital signatures provide part of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required. To prevent double spending, we propose a solution using a peer-to-peer network. The network timestamps transactions by hashing them into an ongoing chain of hash-based proof of the work, forming a record that cannot be changed without redoing the proof of work. Longest chain, proof of the sequence, largest pool of CPU power, no trusted third,
Peer-to-peer cash,
nodes leave and rejoin
hour by hour.
We define an electronic coin as a chain of digital signatures. Each owner transfers the coin to the next by digitally signing a hash of the previous transaction and the public key of the next owner. The timestamp proves that the data must have existed at the time. Each timestamp includes the previous timestamp in its hash, forming a chain for a timestamp network. We implement the proof of work by scanning for a value that when hashed, such as with SHA-256. The hash begins with a number of 0 bits. Proof of work is essentially one CPU, one vote. Longest chain,
Proof of the sequence,
largest pool of
CPU power,
no trusted third,
peer-to-peer cash,
one CPU.
one vote. That's the math. 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 That's the math.
The steps to run the network are as follows. New transactions are broadcast to all nodes. Each node collects new transactions into a block. Each node works on finding a difficult proof of work for its block. When a node finds a proof of work, it broadcasts the block to all nodes. Nodes accept the block only if all transactions in it are valid and they're not already spent. Nodes express their acceptance by working on creating the next block in the chain. The incentive may help encourage nodes to stay honest. He ought to find it more profitable to play by the rules than to undermine the system and the validity of his own wealth. It is possible to verify payments without running a full network node. The necessity to announce all transactions publicly precludes the old privacy model, but privacy can still be maintained by keeping public keys anonymous.
We consider the scenario of an attacker trying to generate an alternate chain faster than the honest chain. P equals the probability an honest node finds the next block. Q equals the probability the attacker finds the next block. Q sub Z equals 1 if P is less than or equal to Q. Q sub Z equals 2 over P to the power of Z if P is greater than Q. Given our assumption that P is greater than Q, the probability drops exponentially as the number of blocks increases. Lambda equals Z
Times Q over P. We have proposed a system of electronic transactions without relying on trust. We started with the usual framework of coins made from digital signatures. To solve the double spending problem, we propose a peer-to-peer network using proof of work to record a public history of transactions. The network is robust in its unstructured simplicity. Nodes work all at once with little coordination. They vote with their CPU power, expressing their acceptance of valid blocks. Any needed rules and incentives can be enforced with this consensus mechanism.
If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to try to convince you, sorry.